Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles. But before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Be cutting edge.
Like,
Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and you already know I'm excited about what we do at the Chamber, providing economic and social transformation for our community, helping small businesses grow, minority, Black-owned business, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, business period. That's what we do. We're in the business to help build business. And I have Miss Phyllis Simpkins. Why am I messing up your name?
Yes, you're right. Phyllis Simpkins.
I got it right.
You got it right.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing fine. What about you, Eric?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
I see you out there hustling, doing your thing, but you got so many things going on. I was just asking before you got on here, how do you keep up? You know, when do you sleep?
I sleep in between time, Eric, believe it or not.
Right.
When I tell you that I hustle on the 10th degree because I be on a mission, be on a serious mission for the success of a few things that doesn't really apply to me directly. It applies to me indirectly.
Okay. But before we get into that, firefighter, for those who don't know, firefighter for 25 years.
Yes, sir. And you know, when I tell people that, they look at me and say, "Yeah, right." And you know, it's I just feel so like I have better things to do today than tell you not the truth.
Right.
But I thought about me coming here this morning, and I said, this is what I need to do for people. I need to show them what I'm working with. So this right here, Eric,
Okay.
shows everybody that
Okay.
when I say that I retired,
Yeah, there you are. You see that? Okay.
you don't get those.
No, you don't get one
at
of
Walmart.
these. No, you don't get one of these at Walmart. Wow.
No, you don't.
Well, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
That is not an easy job.
It wasn't an
What
easy
what
job.
what prompted you to become a firefighter?
Well, first of all, I started thinking about my family, and I started thinking about me as a single mother at that time with 3 kids. I had some options on the table. I could have been a state trooper. I could have become a correction officer. I could have become a police officer. And busy me that likes a little excitement and adventure, I told my mother, she said, why don't you just think about going to school to be a nurse? I know that you want to help people and everything, but it's much safer to be a nurse than a police officer.
Right.
And I told my mom, I said, I never thought about being no nurse. I said, Mom, if they put me in a place where I'm helping people and I feel like I'm just in there,
Locked in.
I need to be out. I need to be out
Right.
and around and about. And I go to work a different day and it's a different situation to deal with. My mother was like, no, you just need to think about that. And next thing she knew, I had signed up to become a firefighter and was getting ready to start training.
Wow.
And she told me, she said, well, if you become a police officer, I would worry about you day in and day out. She said, I said, okay, I'll think of something else. But when I came back and told her and my dad that I signed up to be a firefighter, she said, you're just gonna be the death of me, aren't you? And I'm like, no.
Well, again, that is a brave move on your part. So again, thank you for your service. And so 25 years, and now you're an entrepreneur. So
Yes.
when did that pivot begin between being a firefighter? And I know I've had several friends that were firefighters, and the fact that you were on a day and off 2, there's something on 2, off 1,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that, Eric.
And then a lot of them have gone into becoming entrepreneurs, starting businesses because they had that flexibility to a certain degree.
Well, for me, Eric, being very honest, before I became a firefighter, I had some irons in the fire. I
Okay.
had Majestic Youth and Arts Academy in the fire. I was out there with my father cutting yards, believe it or not. And
Well, I could believe that you were a firefighter. You climbing ladders and going in windows and running through fires. Yeah,
yeah,
cutting
yeah,
yards. That's
yeah,
pretty
that
easy.
was pretty interesting. But I did a lot of other things. I mean, I was always active in the community as a community advocate. I
Hmm.
was active with the city of Opelika, the city of Miami District, uh, the city of Miami Gardens. So I was always pretty much active in doing something. I wasn't one of those type of people that talked about it. I
Hmm.
was one of the people that was doing everything to show people I'm about it, about it.
So, reading your bio, there's majestic youth.
Yes.
I know there's majestic landscaping,
Yes.
and the third one.
Majestic's Vision. Majestic's Vision is the incorporation, and Majestic Lawn and Landscaping was created under Majestic Visions because Majestic Visions was designed to be a service provider.
Okay.
So underneath Majestic Visions, I was able to provide catering, uh, decorating, a few things that I like to do
Okay.
when I was at the fire department. Unfortunately, while I was there, I started with these different sidebar in employments or what have you, jobs. And while I was at the fire department, I could not move forward. I had to stop doing what I was doing. So, I realized doing some things for volunteering and doing some things that wasn't paying as much as a firefighter, I had to sit down for a minute.
Right.
But once I retired, I've been wide open. That's why
Okay.
you see me pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, you that's one thing, a lot of people they, join chambers and they say, "Well, I didn't get anything out of it." Well,
Mhm.
that's because you didn't put anything into it.
That's
And
right.
you're one of those members that really get engaged. Let's talk about that a little bit. I really talk about you as a business, but why was it important for you to join the chamber?
It was important for me, Eric, because um, like I said, I've been out there. I go to a lot of the workshops. I go to a lot of places and events where I could possibly network.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple of my friends that was connected to the Miami-Dade Chambers of Commerce that I had no knowledge about.
Okay.
And when they enlightened me and educated me on, hey, this is what they do, this is what they could do for you, but you have to be connected. And I was like, well, okay, how do I get connected?
Right, 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 right.
So once I found out that there was a membership involved, I sat down and I thought about it. I said, if I don't put no investment into the vision and the goal that I'm trying to reach, I may not get there. So I got a chance to get involved with the Miami-Dade Chambers of Commerce, and I was able to get information where I was granted a grant to
Okay.
help my program, help my business. I'm sorry, my business, and my business needed updated lawn service equipment, and it was through my efforts with getting connected with you guys that I got that extra information about. Hey, we know that this is going on, and hey, you want to go and pursue it, and that's what I did, and I got that $10,000 grant,
Whoa,
and
whoa,
I
$10,000.
got that
Well,
10,000 grant.
we're gonna take a pause right there, and we're gonna come back on the other side. We're gonna talk about this $10,000 grant. See you on the other
Learn
side.
and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with Miss Phyllis Simpkins, and we're talking about money, talking about grants right now. And she was one of the recipients. We've had many members of the chamber in the last few years receive over $1 million in grants. And Ms. Simpkins is one of those that has received a grant from MD, Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust. And talk about that process just a little bit.
Well, Eric, with me out there hustling and being at different workshops and everything, once I got the information about there was grants out there available to me, I got the necessary information to be in the workshops to know more about the money, get myself educated on the things that I could purchase versus things I couldn't, and know that it was important for me to do like I normally do, keep up with all my receipts. And once I found out about it, I was like, look, I'm going forward. So if I qualified for any of the funding that was out there, I was putting my name into the basket, completing my applications. And I must say, a couple of times in pursuing funding, it gets discouraging and you get pretty much disgusted. But if you're trying to succeed, you got to figure out a way how to get over those tumbles and the stumbling blocks.
Yeah, and absolutely. And the one thing that I know that you know, and the fact that you did receive the grant, and you hear me talking about it all the time, is having the back of your house together. Like you said, keeping those receipts, having your accounting and your bookkeeping in order. All those things are important. Tell, someone who wants to start a business how important it is to have the back of your house together. Because you could be great at, like you say, cutting grass or doing landscaping, planting plants and laying out designs.
Right.
But that doesn't mean anything if you're not running your business properly.
And that's so true. If you don't have an employee identification number, if you don't have that, because IRS is going to request it, and if you do not have the business tax certificates, you don't have your name registered within Sunbiz as an incorporated business or a fictitious business, you would most likely miss the opportunity to get any funding, because those are requirements that every business must have. You got to have proof that you're paying taxes.
Right.
And you got to also have proof that you also have a financial institution in place where you could show that you do have a banking system in place.
Right.
I mean, because all of that plays a big part on if you're going to get some money versus if you're not going to get any money.
Right. And that's even getting money, whether it's a grant or just getting a contract.
Yes. Or a loan from the bank.
Or a loan from the bank.
Yes.
And as I say, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
So what has been the biggest challenges? I know we've talked about it a little bit in the past about, obviously, a lawn service business can be a little seasonal.
It is.
Because, excuse me, because in the winter, the grass isn't growing as fast. And I know you and I talked about that a little bit. So what are some of the other challenges?
Some of the challenges for me has been, Eric, that I have been to a lot of workshops. I have been out there basically like a bloodhound snooping for opportunities to move my business forward. And I haven't really had the opportunity to take my business to the level that I like to see it. I've had some discouraging moments like what you just said. During the winter months of the season, people grass is not growing that well. So we're looking at maybe 4 or 5 to 6 months that I'm not gainfully making the money that I would have been making during the rainy season. So that has been something for me to look into about providing some other services that could take up the slack if I'm not making money from, cutting the yards, trimming the hedges, and pruning the trees, so to speak. Another challenge I have had is out there applying for different types of contracts.
Mhm.
And believe it or not, when I find that women are less likely to get contracts versus men. And I don't have a problem with the fact that uh, men getting the contracts, but hey, we want a piece of the pie too.
Absolutely.
We want a piece of the pie.
And you should have a piece. So I know the chamber is, in a few months, we're going to have a procurement event on how to do business with the county, the municipalities. And the one thing, as I'm listening to you and we're talking, um, if you have a contract with, say, the city of Miami, city of Hialeah, city of North Miami, they have byways and areas that have to be serviced, trees that have to be trimmed.
Yes.
How has your focus been on doing business with uh, municipalities?
Well, I could tell you this, Eric. I have gone as far as Palm Beach
Okay.
in my efforts of getting my business name out there, getting information on how could I get my business set up where I could be considered for any contracts that may be in Palm Beach, in Broward County, even Miramar here just recently. They had a $3 million contract on the table. And because I was not certified in Miramar, I lost that opportunity and I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I was given the information. And since that time, now the city of Miramar is sending me little information about when they have bids open and everything.
Right.
But, you have to get out there and do your lead work. And saying that, I've been registered with Miami-Dade County Public Schools for a good little minute here. And I have not had a lot of traction through Miami-Dade Public Schools. And also I've been registered with Miami-Dade County as a small business enterprise. And I really haven't had a lot of contracts or anything in that nature.
Well, the one thing, as I said, in May, on May 1st, we're going to have our procurement event, and I definitely highly recommend you to attend that. But what I find is, as they say, the squeaky door gets the oil,
Yeah.
or the squeaky wheel
And
gets
I'm
the
going to
oil.
squeak a lot. I must tell you, I don't have no problem with squeaking.
Right. And it's about building relationships. It's about
Right.
letting folks, and at the same time, I guess it's challenging because you have to run your business
Yeah.
and to be in someone's face trying to get more business. So
Right.
it's really weighing or balancing the
That's
both of getting the business and
That's right.
actually doing the business.
That's right. Eric, the business for me has become a big project.
Mhm.
My dad was doing it. My mom got very, very sick in 2019. She transitioned in December 2019, the year I retired. And my father, who now is going on 81 years old, is still out there from time to time cutting people grass and stuff. But everything, remember I told you, everything was put on the hold.
Right.
So when everything was put on the hold, my father said, listen, you can run it.
Right.
You can make it happen. You can do what you got to do to make it a success. And that's how it came into my lap. And trust me, like I told you, Eric, it's not about me. It's about the business being a stepping stone for others that society is not really giving them an opportunity.
Right.
Right now, I cannot give them full-time work, but what I can give them is when I have contracts in place where I could give them full-time work,
Right.
and they are there seriously to work, to use it as a stepping stone, I'm their girl. Look me up.
How do they look you up? How does someone get in touch with you?
How would they look me up, Eric? Is my contact number out there is 786-443-3277. I also have a website. The website is Majestics Vision Lawn Landscaping .com, and it's information there provided that they could send an email or an inquest. They could reach out to me even on Facebook because I'm on Facebook.
All right. So if you want to know more about the chamber, you can go to m-dcc.org, or you can call the chamber at 305-751-8648. And you can get in touch with us, and we can get you in touch with Ms. Simpkins or any other business at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. See you on the other side. Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.